All right. Welcome to iUnify podcast. This is Chastity. I'm here with special guest Sierra. Yes, yes, yes. This is a podcast for women, by women, but to empower the world. We are going to tackle all different types of situations from parenting to relationships to spirituality, politics, the whole nine. Anything dealing with how we are as a people, we are going to tackle it because it's time for us to unify and come together no matter our differences. We are one big circle of life, like Lion King say. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So, I'm going to start with my little story. We about to talk about basically the presence of a black father in the home. The presence of a black father and what it did to us, what it didn't do us, whether he was here, there, or just non-existent altogether. We're going to talk about that effect that it had on our lives, the effect that it had on us now, presently in our current life, in our marriages, our relationships, what change happened because of that presence or non-presence or just simply trifling, who knows, type relationship we had with our father. So, I'm going to start with mine, give you a little background on me. 12 years of my life. That's my sister, by the way. We kind of have similar stories, but different altogether at the same time. 12 years of my life, I thought the whole time we shared the same father. We grew up with basically a sugar daddy for a father. No offense to my mom, I love you to death. But we did. We grew up with a sugar daddy for a father, and he was there for us financially, but he was very much so absent. He was, an older guy, so he pretty much had to basically pay whatever he needed to pay, but had to have somebody else take care of us. No love lost. It is what it is. At the age of 12 years old, my mama was like, look, that ain't your daddy. It was kind of like a shock to me, and it was, she thought I knew. But anyway, she said, that ain't your daddy. So from that point on, I began searching for my father nonstop, because I'm like having all these amazing thoughts like, oh, what if he's this person, or what if he done blew up and he was famous? I'm having the dreams of a 12-year-old, so you got to think, my mind is just going, oh my God, I could have a president for a dad. It just was crazy. But I did. Hey, it is what it is. But it took 23 years for me to find him. Well, he found me on Facebook. And now we have a relationship. Kind of awkward, strange relationship here and there. Because I'm still battling different things that I didn't even realize was there. I kind of jumped in so excited for the relationship that I ignored so many things that now in my quiet time it tackles me. When it comes down to my relationship in my home with my husband, it tackles me. When it comes down to how I am with my children, it tackles me. And I start to realize, hold on, I really didn't have a dad for 23 years of my life. And that part kind of tackles me. But that's my background. We're going to turn it over to Sierra, let you give a little bit of your background before we get into some of these questions.
Or the background of my father is kind of similar to yours, kind of different. Like you said, we have an older father who is there for us financially, wasn't really there for us physically. Me and his relationship were strained. I felt like maybe his love was more for my mother, less for me.
Right.
When basically, if him and my mother had a good relationship, they was doing good, then we was doing good. But
Right.
if they was doing rocky, then we was doing Rocky. As you know, at the age of 21, was it 21? My dad passed away.
About 17. So
Um,
it had to be between 2021.
2021, my dad passed away. We He passed away with us still having a relatively strained relationship. Um, so basically, that was my story. My father didn't have much of one, other than seeing him for financial things or the occasional dropping by his house or the occasional talking to him on the phone. Is not really a story to tell.
Which is understandable. Um, and you're gonna hear two different, complete different stories from both of us. Most of this whole podcast because, like I said, that's my sister. We grew up same situation. I thought her father was my father for 12 years of my life, and he continued to be my father up until the day he died. So I don't want you to think once I found out it was just like, oh, forget you, I'm gonna find my dad. Nah, he continued to be my father to the day he died. Um, and I think probably the fact of that he was an older man and he could not take care of us the way physically, it most definitely left holes and voids in my life. And some of them, like I said, I didn't even recognize until I got older and I got in my own relationship, my own marriage, and I started to see, hold on, one thing for sure, I'm not easy to, let's say, um, it's an argument, it's something going on, whatever, good, bad, or ugly. And my first suggestion isn't to break it off. My first suggestion isn't to walk away. My first suggestion is always to make it work for the sake of my children because I don't want them to go through what we went through because we basically had absentee father. Um, and so that kind of is where it's carrying me in my today. My today is pretty much scared all the time for my children. I'm scared. I live my life in a fearful way because of the absence, the what we call abandonment. Because we actually grew up, we didn't even get that backstory. We actually grew up with our grandparents. We didn't even grow up with neither one of our parents. So um, that abandonment kind of is way deep down on the inside, and it comes out periodically now in my real life. So my question to you is, are you the same? Do you have the same type of walk that I have, or is it just completely different with you? I know for me, I'm scared all the time. I don't want my children to ever have. I want to see what it's like to have a healthy,
Mm-hmm.
home. I want to see what they turn out to be like if they have both parents in the house and it's love and it's da 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 da. But at the same time, don't get me wrong, I love my husband, but I ain't gonna sit here and say it ain't out of fear for my children as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how's your today? Is what I mean.
My feelings when it comes to that is, I don't know if I ever grew a love for my dad for it to cause a hole in me, which means I never really had a dad. You can't miss what you don't got. So this is like my
So is it?
thoughts.
But is it already a void then from the beginning? If you never had a dad, you really don't have.
It
What is
could
it
be, but
there?
it's unrecognizable to me. So if it's there, I don't know that it's there. You get what I'm saying? So it could possibly be there. Not saying it's not, but hey, to
Well,
me,
because I'm your sister, you know, I'm gonna hit you with the I believe is there.
possibly,
Even in how same situation in a sense with your children.
yeah.
It's literally a hold on them more
Mm.
because of how we did grow up. How we did grow up, we grew up, in an abandonment. And with that being said, we hold on. We hold on real tight to anything and everything because we don't want to lose. We don't want to go through that same love loss.
Yeah, that's true. So for that sense, I do have abandonment issues, but I'm not necessarily sure if they stem from my father. That's what is my thing.
Right. And the other thing is now, okay, so let's skip forward a little bit to now. How do we feel about the fathers in our current home? We talked about us and the effect that it had on us as a child, but let's talk about our current home. The role that they play in our life, like your husband, my husband, the role that they play in our children's lives, healthy or unhealthy, however it may go. What are our thoughts? Do you think we can do it on our own? Do you think if something tragic was to happen, can we actually raise men? Can we actually raise women as well? Because people always say, boys need their father. And they forget all about girls need their father. It's like we could be okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the truth of the matter is we're taught to be okay. We're
right.
taught to be stronger and we taught to carry the load on us in a way because that's just how the black woman in Pacific, not to throw shade to all women, but really and truly the black women, the history of our women, we always carry everything, carry their whole household on our back. The man come home and he angry, we get all of that.
Yeah.
We got to figure out how to go on. We got to figure out how to, piece together
Mm-hmm.
when he ain't make enough money. We got, all of that. So, what do you feel in this day and time? Because we are in a new day. We are in a new day where you got strong, independent women now. Do you really feel like it's healthy not to have a black father?
No, I still don't feel like it's healthy. If you ask me, do I have the ability to raise my children without a man? Yes. My thought says a woman can't do it on her own. She has the ability to do it on her own. Should she do it on her own is a whole other different question. I do feel like it is unhealthy for a man not to be in the household because there is certain things that you are going to learn from your mother and certain things you are going to learn from your father. So yes, I think that in ways of a girl, let's use girls as a girl seeing how
Go ahead. I just realized my mic was kind of far away. Okay, go ahead.
as a girl seeing how a man is supposed to treat you, um, uh, the a father putting them on game as simply as just telling them what it is to look for in a good man and a bad man. Yes, a woman can do that, but some things are done by sight. So seeing it and seeing an example of a good man is different. I can tell you what a good man is, but if you never seen no example of a good man, when you get out there in the streets and you see somebody that may portray themselves as a good man, you may not know how to spot that out. So I do feel like it's good from women for the little girls and the little boys. Of course, little boys need their father to teach them how to get out there and work, how to deal with girls. It's certain things little boys just is not gonna come and tell their mom.
Right.
So it's like, yes, you need that father in the home. And I do believe that we grew up with a single mom who, kind of taught us some way how to be strong. Some maybe kind of lacked maybe more on the
Softer side.
softer side of life.
Right.
But
How to be a wife, to be for
yeah,
real.
for
That
them
that
it
soft
was
wife
just you
side.
because I got that teaching like how to cook, how to clean, how to do
Oh
hair,
yeah,
how to
she
fold
definitely
clothes, how to
neglected
do
me on
that.
that.
So yes.
Wholeheartedly.
Why? I mean, I believe it's because she saw it's just two different paths in life. She probably already knew I was gonna be a wife and kids. You never had that desire to be a wife, so maybe that's why she was a little more
Shut me
not shooting you
down.
down.
Yeah, yeah,
Before
yeah.
you did, and you wanted to be a
You're right.
businesswoman, like yeah,
I still do.
marriage, marriage, marriage.
What? Not me.
So that's
No.
probably why. But yeah, you definitely need a father in the home. But on the other hand, I don't necessarily agree that it may be healthier because if you don't have the right father in the home, it could do the opposite effect. So it's not only that you need a father in the home, but you need a father in the home, not
Right.
just a man that's calling himself a father.
And this is gonna actually wrap our interview up too with this last question. Now that you hit onto that, what do you think happens? Well, let me phrase it like this: is it better to stay in an unhealthy relationship for the sake of your children to have a father, or is it better to walk away because it could be doing more damage than good?
That's kind of a hard question for me because I feel like certain marriages where the women have stuck it through and they turned into different men,
True.
those have success stories. But it depends on
If he started that way.
what's the unhealthiness that we are talking about. Are we talking about maybe um, a few fights? Are we talking about like what is
Well,
the
I don't even consider that to be
examples?
unhealthy. I honestly think, in all actuality, it is healthy for them to see the good, bad, and ugly to an extent. Because you need to know that everything ain't peaches and cream. You need to know that when you get out here and you thinking, oh, my daddy did this and he did that. My mama, they ain't never fight, da da da. And you go out here expecting that, and then you end up with the world's most worst of the worst, you know. Because I have situations like that. I can't speak no names. I don't want to speak no names that ain't here, that ain't willing to give their permission to talk their story. But I have an anonymous person that has that type of life where everything looks like wonderful. They had like a beautiful Cosby TV show type life.
Right.
And then you grow up and she just gets the most triflingest, no good, stealing from her, crashing her car type situation going on. Right. My point is, sometimes it's good to see the good and the bad.
Yeah.
However, when it get to the extreme, and it's
I
verbal
feel like you have
abuse,
to know when to
and
walk away. In
right,
certain situations, it is also sometimes your relationship gonna fall to the pits of the very pits of hell,
yeah,
but but they will rise. I guess the thing is that you have to know is that from the beginning you have to know that the person that you with is the person that's yours.
right,
Because I feel like anything you do with the person that's yours is gonna turn out good.
right.
But
It's a
it
ride.
depends. Yeah, it depends. But violence, never deal with violence. Never deal with nobody putting their hands on you. Don't deal with no, what should I say? Multiple infidelities.
Right.
Um,
Just a known cheater out here in these
right.
streets.
And also verbal abuse, not only physical abuse, verbal abuse, somebody
Yeah.
that's putting you down. Your partner is supposed to uplift you, is supposed to. But there are times, like I say, there are times when you in a marriage where you have to hold on to the promise of love because the feelings of love may not always be there. Feelings are fleeting. They come
Preach.
and they go. They are not. They are not. They should not be what you hold on to. Loving somebody is a promise that, in spite of what you do, what you say, what you look like, I am going to love you anyway. And in
Right.
a marriage, you have to hold on to that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
And
'Cause,
those usually turn out like beautiful stories. And
right,
then later on in life, your children actually have something to model after in a way.
right,
So that's why I say that good, bad, and ugly is always good.
right,
However, don't get too ugly.
right,
Too ugly, it becomes unhealthy for the
right.
children. All right. Well, we thank you for coming to our podcast. Y'all
Thank
give
you
it
for
up for
having me.
Sierra. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Next, we're going to have Destiny. All right. So we would like to welcome our next guest to the stage with baby and all. It's all right. Her name is Destiny. We're going to sit here and have a little conversation. You just talk to me like normal. We're talking about the black fathers in the home. We're talking about, first, we're going to talk about your history. We want to go back. How was you raised? What was your experience like with your father in your home all the way to now?
Growing up, my dad was in and out. He was in and out. Now it's like he want to be a part of our lives. Like now, I mean, yeah. Of course, we accepted him in. You know, at least we have a father. You know, that wants to be there now.
Okay. Well, we're going to break it down just a little bit more. We're going to break it down just a little bit more. So, to break it down more, how do you feel the presence of your father, whether there or not there, or he was in and out, however it may be, how do you feel it affects you today? Like in your relationships, in your everyday life. not just relationships, let's break it on down to even your accomplishments in life. Do you feel like it affected your right now as far as what you have accomplished, how your relationship status is, how you are in relationships? Do you think the presence of your father not being there caused any of it?
Yeah.
In what way?
Well,
I know it's a pretty broad
always.
question. Okay, so for instance, as we were talking, um, in my current, my marriage, I honestly, I don't want to say I deal with a lot, but I go with the good, bad, and the ugly, no matter what, for the sake of my children, because I don't want my children to grow up the way I did with no parents.
Yeah.
And to have, separation in the home where you got this parent say this and this parent over here say that. I've also seen it. I'm a stepmom. So I've seen it multiple times go completely sideways, and it only hurts the child.
Yeah.
So now that I've saw that, I've had the opportunity to raise 4 boys prior to me even having children. So seeing them grow up and become men and watching the divide between the parents and the effect that it had on them, it makes me like, oh nah, I'm gonna make sure my kids have a mother and a father in the home no matter what. Is that healthy for me? I don't know. I don't know if that's healthy. I mean, not saying that I'm in no bad situation, nothing like that. It's just that I have a mindset that's like, nah, this is it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying I'm not giving my husband no pass that like you could just go ahead on and do whatever and I'm gonna be here. Nah, of course I'll throw them bows. You already know that. But but it is what it is. But at the same time, am I gonna break that home?
No.
No, I don't see that. We might go through all kinds of stuff, but I don't see that. That's the effect that it had on me. I know that comes from not having a father or a mother in the home. I know this for fact. It also comes from the fact that I saw, like I said, my stepchildren go through what they're going through. That right there made me see things in a whole complete different way.
Yeah.
I'm no longer my own. Once I had kids, I'm no longer for me.
Yeah.
I'm for them.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're going to work it out how we can work it out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do better now. Don't argue in front of the kids. Stuff like that. Try to have a healthy relationship, of course. But of course, you already know. We went through some things. But at the end of the day, that's the effect it had on me. But with you, I don't know. What do you think? How do you think it affects your relationship specifically?
I didn't have a father figure, so I didn't know how to treat a man. Yeah, that part, and I didn't know how the man. No,
you was aggressive.
I was controlling too, and I didn't know how a man's supposed to treat me. So I just went off how my mama went. Like I just seen her she was doing everything. So I felt like I need to do everything in a relationship too. So it costs
do you feel like now though, not to cut you off, but do you feel like that keeps you from settling down?
Yeah.
How do you plan on settling down if you can't get out of that?
No, this is when God come in. Hello.
Hallelujah.
This is when Jesus come in and help me, to be
soften down.
Yes.
Able to be that wife
soft
type.
girl.
Soft girl era.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm hood, baby.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out. I always say whoever do end up with you, boy, they gotta be.
Don't do too much.
They gonna have to be able to whoop you up, boy, because you come with it. Yeah. But okay. Mm-hmm. All in all, I get what you mean on that. Do you feel now that your relationship with your father can make it in a beautiful way, even though he wasn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So forgiveness has came.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
You don't hold no arts. Deep down on the inside. In your stomach. In your rib. Somewhere.
Behind my fat.
Right. On your back row.
Yeah. No. I had to forgive him because how else I'm gonna move on in life? Like, if I do get a man, or I don't know. But now it's like my daddy, like he's trying
Right.
to,
Be something.
yeah, to say that.
Something. Listen, I'm with you on that. I feel you. You may have been grown a little further than me. I still have issues. I started out with my dad because I was just so happy to have a dad.
Yeah.
You know, after 23 years of my life, you just pop up.
Yeah.
You know, right. So I was
My
so
God.
happy to have a dad that I kind of let all kind of red flags just go.
Oh,
Cause
yeah.
I was just talking to him. I was just happy. We talked for hours every day. Like we was just the best of the friends. And I was missing them red flags, left and right, left and right. And then now, once the smoke done cleared, and I can see clearly now the rain. Right. I struggle so hard. I mean, when I say I try my best. I don't miss no Father's Days, birthdays, Christmas, all that. They get Amazon shipments from me every holiday, every birthday, whatever. Yeah, I even pop up on them. I pop up on them because he in DC. I catch a flight real quick, whoop de whoop, and pop up on him. So I try my best to still remain his daughter, but those things still haunt me. And it's like creeping up on me in a weird way because it won't dare. I can legitimately say it was not there in the beginning. I was happy-go-lucky. I was just head over heels. And then I just started peeping stuff. And I don't know, man. Just I can't. I'm trying.
Yeah.
You see me.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Hey.
It's scars there that just they there.
Yeah.
And we ain't even talk about past scars. We talking about new scars. Cause I guess what I did was, honestly, when I did that happy-go-lucky stuff and I just forgave him for everything so quickly and went on with life, it kind of made him comfortable to feel like he been there this whole time. So he could talk to me like he been there this whole 23 years. He could talk to me and come up with all this stuff. Why do I got a tear coming out my eye and I ain't even crying? It's L. There's something going on. I promise you I ain't emotional. I know the camera catching everything. Don't do that. But real talk, I let so much stuff slide. It gave him the green light to just treat me like he been there this whole time.
Yeah.
And now when you come at me with that dumb stuff, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That ain't your place. That ain't your place.
Yeah.
I had a father figure that I grew with that I love dearly. And that one ain't never going nowhere. Yeah. That's in my heart. He ain't about to take place of him.
Right.
So you might as well just go ahead and take the back seat, sir.
Ooh.
It is what it is. Amen. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and conclude. Do you have anything else to say to add to your experience as a black woman with a black father that wasn't in and out maybe? Y'all got a better relationship now, and I'm happy for that for you. Do you have anything else to say?
No.
Great podcaster, my dear. A wonderful conversationalist. Yes, she was. I did most of the talking. Exactly. But anyway, we're thankful for you, Destiny. Our next guest is gonna be Quadeja. Yes. We want to welcome Quadeja to the stage. Hi. Yes. We are so happy to have you on iUnify. Yes, all right. So we're going to continue the conversation going when we're talking about black fathers in the home, how we were raised, what we're going through now, what we see our future as, the whole nine. So we're going to go ahead and start with history. Give me some in-depth history, unlike your wonderful sister before.
I got you. I was the youngest, so I didn't see much. My older sister's dead, but it affected me because I am a single mom now. Yeah. And I don't know what I'm doing. Like I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. Like I could I could be his mom, nurture him and all that. But when it comes to other things that a father should, boy stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? It just get hard. You know, and then because my father wasn't there, I can't go and ask him because he wasn't there in our lives, so he don't know.
he ain't got no experience himself.
No.
we
So-
on the same page.
Right.
Right.
So it's just kind of hard. You know, I gotta go on YouTube. I gotta go on Instagram. I gotta go on different social medias to figure out what to do with my son.
Wow.
And you know,
To see what it's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
And then even then, you're just seeing a front most of the time, because a lot of that on Instagram, YouTube, they putting up a representative.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
True.
I definitely get what you mean, because you want it to be like at least what you feel a father should a father figure should be like.
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely get that. But okay, so now since you say you're a single mom, you brought that up. Okay, so in your current relationships, what do you feel like your father? You seeing this? I am legitimately crying.
Why are you crying?
I don't know. It's like it's something in this that's keep making me cry, but it's okay. It's all on the camera. Wow, this is so funny. Wow. Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So, in your current relationships, since you are a single mother, how did that go? Like, your choices, the moves you make with your baby's father, do you feel like you are kind of moving, like you say, like you don't know, so you're kind of just doing what you think is best, or are you what how do you feel that is affected?
Okay, so my son's father, he's in and out, you know, but it's not a big in and out, it's little here and out. So he knows him, but he don't really know him like that.
Right.
So when he sees any men, he be like, Dad, Daddy.
Right.
So, you know, he just know it's a figure. Okay, he a man. He, you know, mommy, daddy. But when it comes to me dating, I try not to. Because I don't want to put my son in any danger or anything like that, because I am self-aware of,
Right.
So
How cruel the world could be.
yeah. So it's hard. It's hard dating and trying to mingle with people. And then I don't know what I'm looking for in a man because of my father. It wasn't there.
Right.
So
basically, temporary pleasures is basically all you get. Now, no, wait, no shade. I'm my bad. I can't help. I can't help who I am.
But go ahead.
What I mean is, do you think that it's possible that because you don't want to date, father's in and out, do you think you hold a place for him?
I did.
Because at the end, you don't want no random, because you don't know what may happen. So, do you think it's possible that because of that, you feel more comfortable, you feel more at ease with his father, so you allow the in and out?
I'll be honest with you. Yes. But I shouldn't, because every time the in and out, it hurts more and more every single time.
Do you think it hurts the baby as well?
Yes.
Do you think
It
he
affects
recognizes it?
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, I get that, but I also get waiting as well. Because like I said, I've spoke many times on this podcast. I'm one of those people that's just like, I would rather work it out, keep the home together. I would rather, because at the end of the day, I'm thinking of him, the kids, my daughter, my son. I'm thinking of the children. So I would go through things. I ain't gonna sit here and say I haven't went through things. I've carried lots of loads on my back silently, because I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. We gonna get through this, because I want them to have their daddy. And it may be bad? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that I'm just gonna allow. I ain't saying that. But what I'm saying is, when I jumped into marriage, divorce was never an option for me.
Yeah.
I literally they ain't on the table at all. I don't even want to talk about it. get away if you start talking about it. I'm gonna look at you crazy when you start talking about it because that's not where I am.
Yeah.
But and like I said, that could be great. Like Sierra said earlier, if you were listening to Sierra, she said earlier, if it was a God thing, if you know this was meant to be, then it's always going to come out with a good, outcome.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have those situations that is not a God thing, and you have people hoping for a God thing, praying for a God thing.
Yeah.
Lord, let this be a God thing.
So that's why you have to go to him yourself.
Right.
You have to fast and pray.
Right.
You have to, you see the potential in the situation.
Right.
But you also have to seek God first.
Right.
Because he's gonna always give you that answer if you actually listen to him.
Yeah.
And he's gonna give you if you wait and do what he's called you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Your man is going to come. If it's him, okay, cool. But if it's somebody else, it's somebody else.
Somebody else.
But as long as you wait.
I'm glad you said that. If it is somebody else, are you willing for it to be somebody else?
Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Call me as such and such.
My Instagram is
right. Okay, because sometimes those situations leave you closed. You get closed up, and you're not even open to the idea of maybe it might be a whole nother man waiting for me. Like I say, where's my Boaz? What if we just said, I'm gonna just stick with Mr. Keith over here, and I'm gonna just ignore Boaz as he walking on by. He right there waiting for me.
You're right.
So it is a lot of times that does happen, and we get caught up and trapped up for years upon years. Yeah. And now we 40. And that Boaz went on and got him a Rachel or somebody else.
And me waiting can, like I said, I didn't have, a father figure, So, like I said, I didn't know what I was looking for. So, me, as I'm waiting, it gives me a good list.
Right.
Of what to... Because I was experienced before of good men and bad men, it can give me a list of pros and cons.
Right.
Of each one.
Right.
And, just give me a good list of what I should be looking for in a good man.
I'm gonna just stop you right there. I mean, I'm cool with the list, but I'm gonna keep it 100. Sometimes a list will keep you away from your man. I'm just saying, because, okay, you may very well, your man could be out there with the potential to be this and the potential to be that, but he may not have become that yet. And if he haven't become that yet, will you pass him by because he hasn't became that yet? Or will you be his helpmate and help him become that?
I'm that person that sees the potential, so I would help you become that.
Okay. But all right. Well, did you have anything else to add other than the fact that I'm sitting here crying on camera again?
Even though, it was hard for us, me and my sisters, to get by. We survived. Mm-hmm. We grew up differently, but we here, you know, and we doing great things.
Right.
So growing up with the father and without a father, I can't say it's good or bad. Mm-hmm. But it shouldn't
determine your future.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. My thoughts as we wrapping this up, I'm going to end with my thoughts. my thoughts is having the black man in the home, and the reason why I'm specific on the black man is because us as black people already have a struggle from the beginning. So having the black father in the home is very vital to me. Um, and the reason I say that is it can make you or break you. Yes, we all have different backgrounds. Everybody that came on the stage, including my own sister, that we lived in the same house, we both have two different outlooks on how our life turned out. But it can cause you to have a strength and cause you to grow up and become that he wasn't. And that's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. But on the flip side, you can end up letting that define who you are. And if you let it define who you are, you now have brought on the excuses of, well, I ain't do this because I ain't do this because I ain't graduate because of this. I ain't got no this, I ain't got no that because of this. And it brings it on. And all those very much so valid excuses, absolutely. But we cannot continue in it, waddle in it, stay in it. As a people, we have to learn to rise. I watch a lot of our young folks use those things as, well, my mama didn't do this. My daddy wasn't even there for me. My daddy beat me. My daddy, I done heard it all. Trust me. I done heard it all. And from where I come from, not only in my background, but also in my current life, where I have 4 stepchildren that are all grown now from the ages of 20 to 25. They're all grown out the house doing different things. And they're all literally completely different. But they all had the same situations, but completely different. So you can make it. You cannot use it as an excuse. You cannot use it as a fallback of, nah, they ain't do this, so this what happened. I grew up in the hood. This what happened. I grew up with a dad in jail. This what happened. This why I'm going to jail. This why I'm a street nigga. Whoop whoop. Because my daddy was a street nigga. No, you have the option to make the difference. The Bible tell you overcome from people's testimonies. Mm-hmm. So you can either use the testimony and grow and move on and become different, become better, or you can let it do what it's doing. And with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here at iUnify Podcast. Woo! I want to thank all of our guests, starting with Ciara. Yeah. Yes. Then our special guest, Destiny. Woo! Yeah. All right. And of course, our special guest, Quadasia. I do thank you for being here today. Yes. And once again, this is for women, by women, but to empower the world. Thank you.